Hey guys, this is your boy Jakey Boy and welcome to episode 16 of Adelaide Adventures, and we are in the championship. To start off with this episode, I've gone through all the preseason. I've finished off last season. I've actually, that was earlier today, that was about 5 hours ago, I want to say. I haven't actually been playing for 5 hours, 5 hours straight, don't worry. That was just, I finished, took a break. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying. So we've gone through preseason, we made a few signings, and I'm going to play the first game of the championship, which is against Ipswich today for you, and that will set off the league. So if we just look at preseason real quick, we played Adelaide City and Real Sociedad. Adelaide City, a local team in Adelaide, which is kind of cool that it's in Football Manager. But we won that quite comfortably, 3-1. At halftime, we kind of changed the whole team, and we played a lot of inexperienced players, and they ended up scoring one goal, but honestly, we were all over them. And then, I cannot speak English. Quite surprisingly, we beat Real Sociedad, which is kind of like a mid to upper Spanish team, if you don't know who they are. We beat them 3-0 in, of course, it's pre-season, but still quite a good result for us. And if you look at actually when we scored, Jack Mahon scored a hat-trick. I'm still I just feel uncomfortable saying his name. Is it Mahon? Mahon? Whoa. Jack Mahon scored a hat-trick very late on, a 7-minute hat-trick actually, starting in the 82nd minute and rounding it off in the 89th minute. So that basically wound up our pre-season glory days. 6 goals in preseason, only 1 conceded, and but yeah, let's look at the team. This is our transfer screen, so this is all the ins and outs. First, we'll go through the outs. La Rocca left on a free, so did Bruce Kamau, so did Skull, Archie Edwards. They all left on frees. La Rocca and Kamau, I tried to offer a new contract, but they're like, no, we hate you. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I was surprised Kamau didn't want to stay, but whatever. Kevin Brewery, we sold him for a fee of $300k to Bristol City, so we no longer need his services in the middle of the park. Had a decent run with us, nothing special. We did make a profit of $100k on him, which is quite good considering he wasn't old, but Evan Mullen left on a free. He's a youth player. Went to Campbelltown City, which is actually very, very near me, very local to me in real life, which is kind of weird that they're in the game, but still. Brad Potts, unfortunately leaving us. He was a very young player when he joined us, had quite a high potential, but we're didn't really play him all that much. That first season we played him quite a bit and he was alright, but then he kind of drifted off, and we did definitely lose a lot of money on this player, but his services were quite nice. Tom Bides left us, never played him, so that's alright. He left on a free. Ianson, who was quite a crybaby last season, he left for $400k. Again, we lost money on him, which isn't great, but I'm just kind of glad that he's not at the club anymore because he was a salty fucker. Andy Gill has gone on loan, and this guy is... We actually signed him this season on a free, but look at his hair. This is kind of why I signed him. Look at that hair. Amazing. I don't know if this is the lighting or what's going on, but he is a young man. How old is he exactly? 19 years old, Englishman. Can play in the centre of the park, centre back, and defensive midfielder. Not great, but he's good. He's good. We also on loan is Georgiadis, I guess. Not really sure. He's another generator player, 17 years old, a Greek man, target man. Quite a good player actually. Very, very, very. Don't know where I'm going with this. Has high potential. That's all I wanted to say. So he's gone on loan to Servette FC. Now for the ins, we saw Andy Gill. Then we got Michael Cosillo, also on a free. He is a striker up front. Very high potential. Potential for a high potential. Potential for a high potential. That's an interesting one. 18-year-old Englishman. Great. I love an Englishman. Martin Stevens, who is also, he's already a great player. 19 years old Englishman. as well. Very high potential, and he's already current ability 2.5 stars, so he will get some starts for us this season. Played him in preseason, and he seems like a very good player, so I'm keen for him. He should be a nice addition to the squad. Tom Lawrence, he was the player that we had on loan last season, and the additional fee we set up for him was $2.5 million, but we ended up taking that down to 1.8 million. I think we got for him in the end, 1.8 million. So that was pretty good, if you ask me. Good business. Had a great season last season. Matthias. Is it Matthias? Matthias? We're just going to go with Hebo, all right? We got Mr. Hebo, 80k. Just a decent midfielder. Again, attacking midfielder. He actually played for this team here, who I think won in... No, they came third. Okay, they came third in the Danish Super League, but you know that he's come from a team that seems successful. Although he didn't really play for them, he only got 2 starts, but he did get an assist from those 2 starts with the Danish team, and now he's come to us for a fee of only 80k, which is beautiful. Then we got Christian Gamboa, who can play right back. He is our right back in replacement of Rawson, already a decent player. You probably know him from West Bromwich Albion, where he had a season. For the English side, look at that. West Brom got him for 1.8 mil, then Torino bought him for 2.2 mil. We've snatched him for 170k. Not bad, if you ask me. Another free, David Junkin. He's kind of like a... Basically, Henry wanted to leave because Aston Villa came in with a bid and were like, no, Rick Henry's not leaving. Henry got super angry at us and he just disrupted the whole squad like, oh, look, Jacob Boy's not letting me leave, fuck him. And then the squad all turned to me like, hey, fuck you, you're not letting him leave. And I was like, he's a good player, we want him to stay. Then the whole squad was like, hey, Jacob Boy's right, he's a good player, make him stay. So this is David Junker. Got him on a free, but he's just there just in case Rick Henry decides to fuck with us again. On your minimum day, you know what? Oh, I'm just going to do it now. It's Fred. Fred, we got him for free as well. Very nice pickup for a free transfer. Plays just behind the striker, 21 years old, Englishman as well. We love our Englishmen here at an Adelaide club. Although in the game we're actually... Well, we play at Hindmarsh, which is in Adelaide in the game, but like we're in the English league, so I don't know what you want to say about that. And then finally we got Luca Giuliano. It's Iuliano. Very Italian name, Luca Giuliano. I'm just going to go with Giuliano, I think. Target man, Italian, 18 years old. Picked him up for how much? 28k, which is beautiful. Already proved that he can score at quite a young age. 26 appearances, 8 goals with the Devil rating of 6.66. So he's quite exciting, quite young. Again, you can probably tell that these are all, most of them are for the future. These signings are for the future. Maybe not Gamboa because he's 28 years old and Junker's 24 years old. But apart from that, no one really goes over the age of 20, I don't think. Oh, Lawrence. But, you know, we had him last season. He was beautiful last season, so I thought we need to pick him up again. So let's look at the actual team now. This is the team we're going to go for the first game against Ipswich in the Sky Bet Championship. We're finally here. We've got Luke McGee retaining his spot at the back with Gamboa the right back, Henry the left back. Keown and Street are still that centre back pairing in the middle. We got Jimmy Jago and Martin Stevens making his official debut for Adelaide United. 19-year-old Englishman, very excited for him. He's going to be partnering up with Jimmy Jago in the middle. Then we got Lawrence sitting behind the striker with Kolkoff and Murphy out wide. And Mahon, we were going to basically rely on Elliot Lee this season, but Mahon, coming off that hat-trick, is, you know, we kind of have to play him. On the bench, we got Connor Chapman, David Jonker, Fred, Hebo, Lavery, Bruce Jute, and Elliot Lee. Fred would usually play in place of Kolkoff, but Fred, as you can see, has picked up a bit of an injury, so on the bench we might even bring on... You know what, just in case the young man wants to start, Giuliano is going to be on the bench as well. So we've got like 4 strikers, if you include Leverley as a striker. Yeah, so we've got 4 of them ready to come on. Really, we shouldn't have 4 strikers. Let's rethink this. I want to play Bruce Jete, but I don't know. He proved that he can definitely play, but look, let's submit the team. Let's go with this. We've had a good start to pre-season, and hopefully we'll have a good start to the actual season with Ipswich going to get ruined. I know a lot of you. What happened? You remember what happened. We all do. I don't actually remember what happened last time we played Ipswich, and I don't think you do, but whatever. What a bright and lively start to our championship season. Jesus Christo. We're going to bring Mahon off for Elliot Lee, who hasn't had the best game. So Elliot Lee is on now, playing that advanced forward role. We're just going to tell him to fire up a bit, you know. You're keen to get revenge on them. Come on, boys. Let's actually get something against Ipswich today. A 0-0 draw would be disgusting for the first game of the season. Both teams have only had 3 shots up until this point, which is absolutely horrible. So let's actually see if something can come of this game. I will just quickly mention, as it is 0-0, a draw wouldn't be too bad because we are looking to just stay out of relegation, the relegation zone. We definitely don't want to get relegated. That would be horrible. But that's just what the board want, just stay out of relegation. I think that's a very realistic goal because the championship, of course, is a big step up from League One. And Kolkov, what a finish! We have gone 1-0 into the league. So yeah, just stay out of relegation. I'm looking for a mid-table, maybe even lower mid-table. I mean, as well as we can do. If we can push for playoffs, as much as I hate to say it this early on in the season, I'm so down for that. But really, we have to be realistic. Why did I skip the goal? I skipped our first goal of the season. It was a beautiful finish from Kolkov. But yeah, like, we just need to be realistic here. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to dominate it like we did last season. We're going to bring Hebo on for his debut. It's been quite a dull game up until this point. Only one highlight and, you know, fell to us luckily and we scored. Laverley, Jago. Plays through Laverley to Elliot Lee. Elliot Lee hits the bar and we've not respected the equipment. If we do lose this game now, we will know why. Unfortunately there from Elliot Lee. It was a good strike, but not today. So this will wind down the game. Gamboa coming, but yeah, nothing's going to come to it. It is the end of the game, only 6 seconds to go, and we have won our first game in the championship. This actually puts us up to second, even though we only won 1-0. Preston are the only team who got promoted with us last year from the Sky Bet League 1. The only team to do better than us, who they won 3-0. Oh, actually, look. The game lied to me. We're in 7th. There have been absolutely no draws so far. There's still a couple games there's 2 games to be played, but no draws yet. But we do get a narrow win, says the game, against Ipswich. I'm going to send assistant because I really cannot be asked. And Kolkov impresses. But that is going to wind up the first episode. No losses this season so far. And I think next time we meet, what should we do? Do you reckon a Cardiff West Brom? 2 former Premier League teams, especially West Brom because they're in the Premier League at the moment. I think we're going to do a Cardiff West Brom episode. So in between them we've got a Capital One first round as well as Preston, Charlton, Fulham, Bristol games. So until then guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you like, feel free to dislike if you didn't like it, comment whatever you want to comment down below, and I will see you in the next episode of Adelaide Adventures. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Came to school this year for a smile on his face. Man, he tried and tried, but it was nothing but a blank space. Got him back in his feet. It was anger with the crew, then he played everyone up.
Switches it out to Murphy. Murphy to Elric to Price, and that's the 100th goal of the season. Andrew Price, that's his 10th of the season. 100 for Adelaide United in the league. And
it's alright, it's only for the home run. Yeah, let's take the 820 up to Ed's place, smoking.